Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, they tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. 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 We always could spot a friend. Welcome back. And I smile when I think how you must have been. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you?
What could ever lead
Back here where we need you.
Here where we need you.
Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, we tease him a lot. Welcome back, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back, yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
You know, when I was hired to do this radio show about 6 years ago, and I was asked what did I want my opening theme to be,
Yes.
and I had to fight for that. I said
Really?
I thought that would be appropriate, and Kathy Bradford was like, "Well, I don't know," but it's the more I listen to it, the more it's perfect.
It's stuck, yeah.
It's absolutely perfect. I left the college and I'm back at the college. Welcome back where they need me.
You never wanted to leave.
No, I never wanted to leave. They kicked me out. Welcome back indeed. It is Monday, March 23rd. On this day in 1801, Tsar Paul I of Russia is struck with a sword, then strangled, and finally trampled to death inside his bedroom at St. Michael's Castle. Holy crap. Now, the closest I came to that was when I called my wife an ex-girlfriend's name.
No.
For some inexplicable reason, you are listening or watching That'll Learn Ya with your average run-of-the-mill alum, Michael Buster McMahon. I am Michael Buster McMahon, and my new crush and I have come to an agreement. What's a restraining order?
Yeah.
That's bad?
Yes, that's bad.
Oh. Joining me is my pal and producer, Peter Coles. He once climbed a glass wall just to see what was on the other side of it. Today on the show, great songs and cool stories about them. Plus, if we have time, we'll discuss how ancient Phoenicians minted their coins.
Ooh.
But we probably won't have time for that.
I'm a coin collector, though.
So give us a buzz at
642-9039.
746 what? 15
642-9039.
1570 what?
642-9039.
642-9309.
No, it's still not right.
What?
9039.
9039.
Yes.
642-9039.
Hey, you got it.
Okay. They say the 27th time is the charm. So, and remember, the only person to get all of their work done by Friday was Robinson Crusoe. I like that one.
Good morning, Michael.
Yeah. And now, is it going to snow?
Yes.
When?
2 to 4 inches.
Come
Starting
on.
this afternoon.
Come on. What's next? Locust?
No, this is it happens in March, you know.
I know. I'm done with snow.
13 inches in March usually.
There's an ant in the bathroom. Okay?
I know. He's ready. He's come inside.
There's an ant, but when you see ants, that means, summer's coming.
Spring, yeah.
I don't want to skip ahead to spring. I'm
There's
just
flowers coming up and stuff like that, but it's going to snow tonight.
That's ridiculous. Can't they
You
pass?
do remember the April Fool's snowstorm, right?
Yes, but can't they pass a law?
You realize that based upon what we're currently going through, laws don't mean squat against Mother Nature.
Here's the thing. As I said, all politicians lie. But if a politician came out and said that he would ban snow past March, 3rd, I would vote for him. Because, I know he's going to lie. They're going to lie anyway. But at least this is a lie I can get behind. All right, legislation that bans snow, after March 3rd.
You're one of the sheeples.
I
Sheeple.
do not like snow. I am not a fan of snow. Unfortunately,
most of it's probably going to get washed away by the rain that's coming right after it.
well, good. Unfortunately, as my wife points out, that we play a lot of songs from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s here.
Yep.
And unfortunately, what happens now is we have to start off a lot of these shows this way, unfortunately, because we lost somebody a couple days ago. We lost Kenny Rogers. So I thought it was, we're going to play two songs.
In the end, he just didn't look the same.
Now, it's true. He got that reconstruction surgery, the plastic surgery,
entire face,
and I just don't understand people do that. Like a lot of times,
Jennifer Grey.
It just looks so fake and bad. Just look, I've talked about I want to get some cream here and I'm concerned by this too. I can actually see where it's going.
It's called natural.
Yeah, so but I'm not. And okay, fine. Yes, so I shaved,
Yes.
and people who can see it on TV see it, and but people don't get my humor. I
Lean forward a little bit.
lean forward.
Yes. Extreme close up.
I'm still adorable with the beard or not the beard, but somebody said to me at work, it was like a customer said, "Oh my God, you shaved," and I said, "No, it just got repossessed. I couldn't keep up to the payments, and they repossessed the beard." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "No, how come people don't get my humor?"
I like the best one. My line you said just to have earlier. You want me to run it out now?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, we can say that. Basically, I am concerned because
In 9 months, there's either
All right,
gonna be
wait.
Okay, yeah, okay.
People who don't know, I have a work schedule. I don't like my job, but it's a 7 nights on, 7 nights off schedule.
Yes.
And this is a week off. I just got finished working, and now I have 7 days. And of course, the wife's business isn't open, and we're going to be home. And I'm curious, is this, we get along great. Like in passing, when we see each other, we're like, "Hey, how are you?" But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what's it's going to be like day and night, every day. I mean, I don't know what that's going to be like. Okay, now and this is when you said
In 9 months, there's either going to be a lot of divorces or a lot of babies being born.
there you go.
It's true.
It's a good line.
It's true because we become such a crazy society where everybody works double jobs and all that kind of stuff. Most people don't have time to be home.
This is a brand new flavor of Coca-Cola. Did you see this?
What is it?
It's cherry vanilla Coca-Cola.
Hold it up to the camera. Oh, there you go. Cherry vanilla, your 2 favorite flavors?
Well, yeah, I like cherry Coca-Cola, and I love vanilla Coca-Cola. And
This is available at retailers now?
yeah, and it's okay. It's the cherry overpowers the vanilla, but
You would expect cherry's a very strong
yeah,
flavor.
it's not bad. I think if I had my druthers, I think I'd just rather have straight vanilla Coke than cherry vanilla Coke. But it's not bad. Somebody told me about it. I said I haven't tried it yet. I will try it.
Do they carry it at your store or did
Yes,
you buy
they do.
it somewhere else?
They carried it at my store. Except we carry it warm. That's why I didn't try it.
Oh.
Because the commitment's like, I'm thirsty. Oh, it's warm. Like I never thought ahead to take it and put it in the cooler.
You have a cooler there. That's
I know.
readily available.
But you have to pre-plan that. Like, all right, it's time to eat. I'm gonna go eat. Oh, but the soda I wanted to try is still warm. So like last night I actually prepared it. I picked up this and put it in the freezer for half an hour to expedite the process. And we need like the opposite of a microwave. I mean, I'm sure the technology exists, right?
They have a blast chiller.
They do,
Yeah.
but I mean for residential.
No, usually it's commercial.
Okay,
kitchens.
that's fine. I
But
need
you can buy one.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I can get a microwave for like $100. I mean, what's a blast chiller gonna cost?
Let me go find out on Amazon. While you're
Okay.
talking, you talk, and I'll look it up for
All
you.
right.
I'm your resource in that regard.
So yes, I'm upset by the snow coming, and I couldn't. This guy on the radio last night. I hate these syndicated radio shows because they were talking about the people being quarantined and everything. He's like, it's a good time to make sure you get out of the house, and it's a good time to do some landscaping. I'm like, I got snow coming. Like I don't know where you're broadcasting from, but no, I'm not going outside. I may have to shovel, which I'm not thrilled about. But I shut up and go outside and landscape and go out and clean your windows. He said, I'm not doing that. It's gonna snow. So
You're having a tough day.
no, I'm not because we're gonna play some great songs. Did you find it? Well, you can tell.
Yeah,
people
there's a
where-
Chillomatic. It looks like it does a single can,
oh.
and it's $23.50. 9 by 5 by 5.
$2,300.
No, $23.50.
Oh,
So if you had cans, I don't think it'll do bottles, but it'll do cans. You put ice in it, and it spins it around.
oh, okay. Hey,
You
okay.
just put ice around it, and it spins the can around, so it constantly.
Well, then why doesn't every house have one of these things?
I don't know.
People should have these things.
I don't know.
All right. Well, unfortunately, as I said, we lost Kenny Rogers. We're going to start off the show. We're going to play 2 songs by Kenny Rogers. We're going to start off with my favorite song by him, Through the Years. So Kenny Rogers, he was 81?
I believe that is correct, yes.
Yeah, 81 years old, Kenny Rogers. And my favorite song by him, Through the Years, 89.5 WSKB.
I can't remember when you weren't there.
when I didn't care for anyone but you. I swear we've been through everything there is. Can't imagine anything we've missed. Can't imagine anything the two of us can't do. Through the years, you've never let me down. You've turned my life around. The sweetest days I found with you. Through the years, I've never been afraid. I've loved the life we've made, and I'm so glad I stayed right here with you through the years. I can't remember what I used to do, who I trusted, who I listened to before. I swear you've taught me everything I know. Can't imagine needing someone so. But through the years it seems to me I need you more and more. Through the years, through all the good and bad, I know how much we had. I've always been so glad to be with you. Through the years, it's better every day. You've kissed my tears away. As long as it's okay, I'll stay with you through the years. Through the years when everything went wrong, together we were strong. I know that I belong right here with you. Through the years, I never had a doubt. We'd always work things out. I've learned what life's about by loving you through the years. Through the years, you've never let me down. You turned my life around. The sweetest days I found with you. Through the years, it's better every day. You've kissed my tears away. As long as it's okay, I'll stay with you through the
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns staring out the window at the darkness. For boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, son, I made my life out of reading people's faces and knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice. So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Now every gambler knows the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best you can hope for is to die in your sleep. So when he'd finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, and faded off to sleep. Then somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the deal's done.
The Gambler. Now, we think of that as the signature Kenny Rogers song. Don Schlitz wrote the song in 1976 when he was only 23 years old. And he was shopping the song to everybody, and nobody wanted it.
Really?
And finally, this guy named Bobby Bear recorded it on his album called Bear. And the song did not catch on, but people heard it. And other musicians, including Johnny Cash, was interested in it, and they recorded versions. But finally, it was only Kenny Rogers who actually made it into a hit.
Well, because he sang it, but it was a story, telling a story like around a campfire.
Yeah, but I'm sure Johnny Cash probably did just as well with it. It just,
I guess. But you always think of that song and immediately think of Kenny Rogers.
And also, too, is for those of people of our age, his appearance on the Muppet Show, where they actually acted it out. There was a Muppet who he was an old gambler, and he died. And when the gambler was talking in the song, the Muppet was singing it. It was the guy, one of the Muppets who could sing. And I think it was like part of the rock band there.
Yep.
And it's very memorable. Very memorable appearance.
Well, Kenny Rogers has a lot of songs that evoke emotions,
mm-hmm.
including there's one he did about baseball. Did you know he did a song about baseball?
I did not.
Would you like to hear it?
Well, maybe later. We don't want to. People just tuning in don't want to necessarily hear 3 Kenny Rogers songs right off the bat. They don't.
All right, we'll sneak it. We better sneak it in though, because it's a great song about baseball.
Okay, and I miss
baseball. Considering that we can't play it,
and considering gambling, I miss gambling too. My work, it's kind of cool. My work is decided to cut us a bonus check, $300
for being such great employees.
Just to help, which is kind of cool. I'm going to ask MGM if they're going to send me a check for the money I'm missing by them being closed.
I highly doubt it.
I agree. I doubt that too. So many times I want to make a plea bargain with them. Like I'll walk in and say, listen, give me $40 and I'll leave. I mean, trust me, you're probably better off just giving me the $40 and I'll leave. I won't be back for 24 hours. I think that'd be a fun way to do things. Now, I don't know if my daughter's listening. I'm hoping my nieces are listening, Aubrey, Callie, and Julie. They don't have school, so I thought that this would be kind of a fun song.
This song we normally play in June.
Yeah, but surprise, June came early this year.
Yeah,
even though it's snowing.
I really think we might. I don't know. I don't have any knowledge of this, but I just have this gut feeling that we're not coming back from school.
I feel just so bad for seniors in high school and college. I mean, this is supposed to be,
Well, but remember, somebody posted that the seniors in college. This was the class that was born on the year that 9/11 happened.
Okay.
So they were born into craziness, and they're going out of college on craziness.
Yeah, it's just same because I mean, your senior year in high school and senior year in college that's supposed to be the most fun you ever had in your life. And
they're having fun apparently.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not
spring break is still raging down in Florida.
So Alice Cooper was asked a question. What's the greatest 3 minutes of your life? And he's like, oh my gosh. He's like, and he thought about it. He's like, well, there's 2 times during the year. He's like, when you think back as a kid, one is Christmas morning when you're just getting ready to open the presents.
Yep.
And he goes, the next one is the last 3 minutes of the last day of school when you're sitting there and it's like a slow fuse burning.
Waiting for the bell.
And he goes, you know what? He told the band, we have to catch that 3 minutes feeling in a song because it's going to be very big if we can do that. And this was their attempt at it. And the song was very big. Here's School's Out by Alice Cooper, 89.5 WSKB.
I knew a man.
I hit the wrong deck. Oh, that's a little better.
Okay.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you in worn-out shoes, silver hair and ragged shirt and baggy pants, the old soft shoe. He jumped so high, he jumped so high, and then he lightly touched down. Met him in sail in New Orleans, I was down and out. He looked to me to be the eyes of age as the smoke ran out. He talked of life, laugh clicked his heels and stared. Said his name, Bojangles, and he danced a lick across the cell. He grabbed his pants and feathered stance, for he jumped so high. And then he clicked his heels. He let go a laugh, he let go a laugh. Shook back his clothes all around. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, dance. He danced for those at minstrel shows and county fairs throughout the South. He spoke through tears of 15 years how his dog and him traveled about. The dog up and died, he up and died. After 20 years he still grieves. Said I dance now at every chance in honky-tonk for drinks and tips, but most of the time I spend behind these county bars, 'cause I drinks a bit. He shook his head, and as he shook his head, I heard someone ask him, please, please, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, dance.
The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, a song made famous, of course, by Sammy Davis Jr. I have a happy tale to tell about that song.
Okay.
It's a true story to the word.
Really?
A singer-songwriter. His name was Jerry Jeff Walker. He was in New Orleans, and he was arrested for public drunkenness, and he was thrown into a cell. And there was an old man there with, worn-out clothes and stuff, and he's like, oh, hey. And so the cops were talking to him, and the guy's like, my name is Mr. Bojangles, because he didn't want to give his real name. They're like, fine, you're going to sit in the cell until you tell us your real name. And so he was talking to the songwriter, and and they were laughing and saying all these great stories. But
telling the stories?
But then he started to talk about how his dog died. and it was very, very sad, and it really brought the mood down as much as I guess it can in a happy jail cell. So the third prisoner in the cell says, "Oh man, why do you got to bring us down talking about your dog died?" He's like, "Do something that makes us happy." And he goes, the guy stood up and did a tap dance, and
there you go.
He inspired hopefully this guy, Mr. Bojangles, whoever he was, learned to hear the song someday. So the singer-songwriter, Jerry Jeff Walker.
Like a folk hero.
Yeah, Jerry Jeff Walker, he recorded the song himself, didn't go anywhere. Sammy Davis Jr. picked it up and became famous. And then, of course, in the 70s, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band made a hit out of it as well. So
it's the ultimate country song.
It's and it's just great. It's exactly how it happened. A true story.
That's funny.
So some songs are inspired by just imagination. Some of it by real occurrences. So basically, that singer-songwriter getting arrested for public drunkenness in New Orleans, he probably was not too happy about that, but turned out to be a pretty lucky break.
Ka-ching.
Yeah, worked out pretty well for him. So I guess the song, I don't really love remakes, but there are an acceptance.
You realize I had to download the single version of this? All I had was the 11-minute version.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the 11-minute version, but that's a lot to ask people to sit for 11 minutes for the song. The song was originally.
We could have had a coffee break.
The song was originally done by the Miracles, and when the singer-songwriter gave it to the Miracles and showed it to Berry Gordy, and Berry Gordy was absolutely not. He goes, "That's not a hit." And he's like, "No, go back and write something better." So the song sat around for a while, and Gladys Knight and the Pips picked it up, and they did it a little bit faster. And he's like, "It's still not good, but whatever. Put it on your album. I don't care." So Marvin Gaye said, "Well, if you let Gladys Knight do it, then you should let me do it." He's like, "No, nobody should be doing it. It's not a great song, but fine, put it on your album." But so
that was a huge hit.
So Gladys Knight. The song was released by Gladys Knight, and so suddenly that people started being aware of the song, and record stations started playing the Marvin Gaye version. And finally, Berry Gordy's like, "Fine, everyone's playing it, release it as a hit," and it became a gigantic hit. Berry Gordy, absolute genius. Sometimes geniuses are wrong. This was a great song, and we're going to play the Creedence Clearwater Revival version of the song because I like that version too, very, very much so. But you're right, Peter. There's a fantastic 11-minute version of it, but we're not going to play the full 11-minute version. We're going to play the single version. Here's "Heard It."
If you want to hear the 11-minute version, pester Michael on Facebook, and someday you'll hear it.
Here's "Heard It Through the Grapevine," 89.5 WSKB.
Some other guy that you knew before, you were this guy, you know I love you more. Took me by surprise, I must say, when I found out yesterday. Ooh, I heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be mine. Ooh, I heard it through the grapevine. And I'm just about to lose
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Saturdays were made for polka. Tune in to the Polka Jammer Network starting at 6 a.m. and Polka Hall of Famer Billy Bellina, Breakfast at BB at 8:30.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
The sound of Philadelphia. The Stylistics. I love the Stylistics.
I know you do love the Stylistics. You play them all the time.
They're fantastic. They really, really are.
Yeah.
So they recorded that album. The album was called Round 2.
Okay.
Appropriately enough, it was their second album. They recorded at Sigma Studios in Philadelphia. Now, in that studio, David Bowie recorded the album Young Americans. Madonna recorded her debut album there.
Really?
And Billy Joel actually did a small concert there. And from that concert, you will hear Captain Jack. The radio version of Captain Jack was recorded from that little concert. So the studios, unfortunately, they were sold in 2003. And basically, as they closed the studio and tore it apart, there was 6,000 unclaimed tapes there. And so no one knew what to do with them. So they're now part of the Drexel University Audio Archive.
That's good that they didn't just throw them away.
Right. So basically, if you ever want to poke around Drexel University, and that's
There's got to be a lot of cool songs on,
there's got to be
those tapes.
there's got to be some. I imagine there's a lot of crap too. Some of the stuff was probably left behind for a reason.
Bad takes, yes.
But yeah, that would be an interesting thing to poke through. And I'm sure it's a shame that the studio's no longer there.
Yeah, sure.
All the history that was there and everything. Speaking of like history and everything, I'm amazed the people where I work, the company websites. Lots of people are complaining. They are saying that they should be sent home.
People
because
are complaining
it's
all over the
dangerous
place.
for them to be there. They should be sent home, and they should still be paid.
Yeah.
So, so look, you can stay home if you want to stay home. No one's going to fault you for it. But you shouldn't be paid. Or if you want pay, you gotta work.
Right.
My work. I'm a third shift manager. They've kind of closed the place to customers because apparently, you can be more contagious at 3:00 in the morning than you can be at noon.
Well, they want to be able to sanitize the store and keep it as relatively germ-free as possible.
I know, but it seems a little. Which I'm not complaining because people drive me crazy. So I'm okay with this. People not being in the store. I'm just worried about long term what this experiment might lead to.
Well, yeah. You could
So
become a
that's what-
stocking manager.
That's what I'm kind of concerned about.
Yeah.
Well, not that, or just say, well, why do we need somebody here at third shift at all? But our pharmacy drive-through is still open, so people can still get their stuff 24 hours. But but I just think it's funny that people expect to get paid and be told to stay home. That's not how it works.
Not exactly.
People are complaining about it. I'm just glad that because a lot of people who are laid off. I mean, you get to still do some of the stuff that you get to do, and so I don't get to gamble anymore.
Right? Yeah. You're shut off.
I am missing.
You were laid off from your part-time job.
I am. I've laid off from my part-time job. I'm missing the income I used to get from playing blackjack. I am missing that. But as I said, no one's going to reimburse me for that.
Right.
Because since I don't.
Well, the government might.
I think they would say, well, how come you've never claimed this money on your taxes before?
Oh, that's a good point.
So, you know what? I think it's probably best
Sticky,
if we
sticky wicket.
Yeah, we just kind of wait that out for a little bit.
Right. No, I got you.
This would have been a birthday today, unfortunately. Rick Ocasek, who we lost recently as well. We played a couple Cars songs when we lost Rick Ocasek, but it is his birthday today. I think he would have been
60-something?
71, I believe.
Really?
71 years old. So this song by the Cars, they had a little bit of fun with it because they had it, and they weren't sure what they were going to do with it. And they said, well, let's have a little fun with it. So you can hear in the song, Rick Ocasek does a little tribute to Bob Dylan impersonation when he says, delivering the line, "You're so treacherous." He does a little Bob Dylan impression. And Elliot Easton went a little wild with his guitar, and it was in tribute to King Crimson leader Robert Fripp.
Oh, no good.
So the Elliot Easton. So you got a keen ear. You can hear these little tributes in this Cars song. Massachusetts, some Bay State rock and roll. Here's Since You've Gone, 89.5 WSKB.
vacation. Since you're gone, since you're gone, I took the big vacation. Since you're gone, well, never feel so day. Since you're gone, well, moonlight ain't since you're gone. Since you're gone, since you're gone. I'm throwing it since you're gone. Well, the night since you're gone, strange. I'm throwing it since you're gone. Well, since you're gone, since you're gone.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield. Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at rockies.com.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every fourth Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Last night I had the strangest dream. I sailed away to China in a little rowboat to find you, and you said you had to get your laundry clean. Didn't want no one to hold you. What does that mean? And you said, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. You're on a roll and now you pray last. The road behind was rocky, but now you're feeling cocky. You look at me and you see your past. Is that the reason why you're running so fast? And she said, ain't nothing gonna break on my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Never let another girl like you work me over. Never let another girl like you drag me under. If I meet another girl like you, I will tell her. Never want another girl like you. Have to say, oh, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to.
Matthew Wilder. Whatever happened to him?
I don't know.
I'll tell you.
I like that song.
I'll tell you what happened to him.
Really? You got the behind the scenes?
I do. Well, first I'll tell you about the song first. The song is about a frustration over a woman, obviously. But the frustration was actually over Arista record mogul Clive Davis. because
Really?
Clive Davis was never happy. He signed him to a deal, but Clive Davis was never happy with any of the songs that Matthew Wilder put out. And who's to argue, because we never really heard anything before that song anyway.
Or after.
So, yeah. So so he wrote about the frustration that he had trying to please Clive Davis, about trying to please, a woman. So, again, whatever.
And it was his only hit.
Yeah, well, he actually had he had a couple follow-ups, but they weren't huge. I think one actually went to number 33. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I don't have my book on me, but I remember that went to number 33, so you got to give me some credit there. So what happened to Matthew Wilder? Well, he became a songwriter, and he's written songs for No Doubt, Christina Aguilera, and Miley Cyrus.
No kidding.
So the guy's doing okay, so don't feel bad for Matthew Wilder.
Oh,
Chances are he's doing better than you are listening.
Probably correct.
And he got to meet Clive Davis, which probably isn't horrible.
Yeah.
Even though he drove him crazy.
Right.
Speaking of songwriting, I always think in songwriting that the laziest rhyme is when people rhyme life with wife. You're the love of my life, someday you'll be my wife, or, it's some kind of song lyric like that. I always think that's the lamest rhyme you can do.
Yep.
I've heard one that beat it. Okay?
Really?
At work, we play this song. I don't know if it's a hit, because some of the songs we play at work, some of them are hits, some of them aren't. And I'm surprised. I played a couple of the songs here that weren't hits that I liked, and turns out that they weren't hits, and I played them on here.
I got you, okay.
And we've liked some of them.
Yeah, some of them haven't been bad.
Yeah. It's all timing sometimes. But so in this lyric, I don't know if the song is popular. There's a girl, she's singing, and she's like, sometimes I'm not okay, but that's really okay. Now, to her credit, it does rhyme. I will give her that. But you can't use the same word to rhyme. Can you do that?
No.
I thought we played a song a year ago. I used to laugh at it. The guy says, I used to be a yes man. I always say yes, man. And I'm like,
that's funny.
It's kind of funny. I said, it does rhyme. It's kind of the same word. But I thought that was lame. But this was, okay and okay. I mean, that's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Try it a little harder. Go back in your writing room and come up with something else.
Yep.
Because the rest of the song isn't necessarily horrible, but that really sticks out. Like, you can't rhyme okay with okay. That's not okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is interesting.
Where are you going with this?
So the band Journey, they all set. They recorded their 8th album. They recorded all the songs. It's going to presser. It is going to presser, and like a phone call from the governor at the last second, delaying an execution. The record owners said, "Stop, stop." Yep. Oh, good job. Stop. I want Ask the Lonely and Only the Young taken off the album. And they're like, well, okay, take them off. Okay. So took them off. Now, Ask the Lonely was eventually, I think, used on the next album. I don't know. I tried to find the reason why these two songs were taken off the album at the very last second by the record company. And Only the Young, we told a story about that, how weird it was, because they had this song and they never used it. So they sold it to the band Scandal. And Scandal put it on their album, their second album, their big hit, Warrior. And so the band was kind of like not talking to each other and everything. And the movie people from Vision Quest said, "Hey, do you have a song for us?" And they're like, "Yeah, actually we do." And he gave them Only the Young. But they got sued because they sold the song to somebody else. So Scandal called them and said, that's not right. So you get sued for using your own song, but you sold it. You should have kind of asked for permission. So Scandal got some money.
Should have reserved some rights.
So it did become a hit for Journey eventually, but Scandal got a piece of the money from it because they had it. I think we played the Scandal version of Only the Young.
Yes.
I think we told that story. So here's one of the songs that did not get cut from the Frontiers album, their 8th album. Here's After the Fall, 89.5 WSKB.
Don't
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com, offering Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Information on all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area is available online at Xfinity.com.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. That's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. But I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. And I know one thing, each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. That's life. I tell you, I can't deny it. I thought of quitting, baby, but my heart just ain't gonna buy it. And if I didn't think it was worth one single try, I'd jump right on a big bird and then I'd fly. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. And I know one thing, each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. That's life. And I can't deny it. Many times I thought of cutting out, but my heart won't buy it. But if there's nothing shaking come this here July, I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball and die.
If you hang out at karaoke bars, it won't be too long before you hear somebody attempt that song. Frank Sinatra. Now, Frank Sinatra's driving around in his convertible, tooting around, having a good time, and he hears this song on the radio, done by O.C. Smith. And he is just blown away by it. And he's like, I have got to have this song. So he's, of course, people didn't have car phones there, so he's
chairman of the board.
He's immediately looking for a place to pull over. And he pulls into a restaurant. I gotta have a payphone. I don't know if people realize that, boy, that guy looks like Frank Sinatra. And he goes to the payphone and he calls his daughter. And he's like, Nancy, I got a project for you. There's a song called That's Life, okay? I want you to find out the publishing company, find out who owns it. And we have to buy it. And she found it for him. And the
original Shazam.
Yeah, find it. And, of course, when your father's Frank Sinatra, you do have resources to,
Yes.
he probably could have called
Reach
anybody,
out to a
but
few
he
people,
he
yeah.
trusted Nancy to do it, and he recorded it the first time we ever heard it a couple months later on his special, A Man and His Music, Part 2 in 1966, with arrangement by Nelson Riddle. It was a television special. And
Bobby G and Company, he did a song about coffee.
Who did?
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra did a song about coffee. Oh, yeah. Yes. I have heard that.
And Bobby G uses it for his Keurig facts of the day.
How about that?
Yeah. It's a great song.
Yeah.
Little peppy number.
People. I was asked one time if you could go back in time and see anybody in concert, and I said, "Well, the Beatles," and they're like, They go, "Yes, that's a tempting answer, but you're going to be surrounded by 13-year-old girls screaming their heads off. Are you really going to enjoy that?" I said, "That's a good point." I said, "You know what? The Rat Pack. The Rat Pack, I think, is the right answer."
It'd be a great show, yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, that would be. Plus, I'd be in old style Vegas.
There you go.
I mean, I'd be in Vegas watching, Sinatra and Dean and Sammy. And, oh, my gosh. So to me, the answer is the Rat Pack. That's who I'd go back and see.
Your sentimental favorite in the clubhouse.
Yes, absolutely. I stop off at, the other day, I'm driving. I was doing some errands, and I'm driving by a small little mom and pop grocery store.
Okay.
Which is in between, where I was and my house, because the wife asked me if I could pick up some, a box of, rice in a bag. That you throw the
minute rice.
Yeah, and
instant rice.
I'm like, I had to drive past my house to get to Stop and Shop. I said, you know what? I'll just pull into here. I said, maybe it's going to cost me a couple pennies more, but you know what? I don't have to drive the extra distance. And I was feeling kind of lazy, so I pulled into the place. This was maybe about a week and a half ago.
Okay.
And so they don't have the bag in them, but they have the box, so you have to actually pour it in. I've never cooked it that way, but I'm like, well, I'm not stupid. I'm sure I can figure out how to cook rice this way. So I bring it up
Famous last words.
Yeah, well, no, I bring it up to the guy, and he's like, oh, it's like $3.50. I'm like, $3.50? I'm like, all right, okay, whatever. So I give him the debit card. He's like, oh, do you mind if I charge you $3.80? Yeah, I do. Why? He's like, well, it costs, more, every time I run the debit card,
Yeah, sure. Cost him like 15 cents.
So I'm like, you know what? Then just put it into the price. Add it to, like, if you said $3.80, I would have been like, all right, I would have been annoyed. But now, I'm super annoyed. Now I'm like twice annoyed. And look, it's 30 cents, which is no big deal. But to me, it was just like, I think I'm overpaying for the rice at the beginning. Now you're going to charge me another 30 cents. So I was annoyed. So I try to do the right thing, and probably just should have gone to the.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was annoyed. I don't know why I wanted to tell that story.
All right.
But
can I take a phone call? It's somebody important.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna shut off my microphone. You talk.
Hello. I don't hear anybody. Hello. Hello.
It's on my phone.
Oh.
You see.
Okay.
You keep talking, Mike. Intro to the song.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to talk to the person on the phone. I gotcha. Okay. So Lou Gramm and Mick Jones, they're hanging out in the studio, and they're coming up with this song that's pretty good, but they don't have a lyrical hook yet, and they're stuck. They're stuck for a hook. No matter what they come up with, they're trying everything. It doesn't really work, and like, well, geez, the hockey game's on, and all right, we'll put the hockey game on, and they put the hockey game on. They're watching the hockey game, and one of the players gets knocked senseless into the wall, and very, very woozy, and he falls to the ground, and he's being brought back to the trainer's room, and the announcer goes, well, boy, oh boy, that guy's right now, he's suffering from double vision. And they were like, double vision? Ooh, double vision. Oh, that works!
Now I have a hook.
And they have the hook, and the rest of the song came together pretty quickly, thanks to that poor guy who got knocked senseless into the wall in an NHL game. So, but
there you go.
Foreigner benefit from it. So here's hopefully the hockey player was okay. Hopefully he that's all he was suffering was from double vision. But here's Double Vision, 89.5 WSKB.
Feeling down and dirty, feeling kind of mean.
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Joe Jackson. I learned a valuable lesson in my early karaoke career.
What's that?
Just because you can sing a song by somebody doesn't mean you can sing all their songs. Is She Really Going Out With Him was one of my early karaoke hits. People seemed to really enjoy doing that. So I cockily said, all right, well, let's try Stepping Out. Oh, my God, I can't sing that song.
That's a fast song.
Well, it's not, but it's also goes high and stuff and fast. Like I can do centerfold. So speed wasn't the problem. It was hitting the notes was the problem. It was horrible. So just because you can sing one song by the guy doesn't mean you can sing all of them.
Okay.
The actual story behind that song, Joe Jackson was actually getting concerned in the 80s because, MTV was becoming big. And he's like, the problem that we're having right now is that people are creating songs and they're thinking about how they're going to look instead of how they're going to sound.
Right.
And, he's like, I think it's a horrible way the industry's going. And, I have no interest in doing a video. Then his record company said, you have to do a video for that song. And he was like, oh. He hated doing it. He despised doing it. Wasn't a bad video, though.
Made good money, too.
Yeah, and the song was a hit, but it was just funny. He was rallying against him, and, he was kind of forced to do one.
Nowadays, videos aren't really... People watch them, I guess, online, but...
Yeah.
I remember when the world premiere video used to be a big thing on MTV.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Now
In
it's
fact,
like,
there was a problem we talked about. I forgot what song it was. The record companies were worried because MTV was getting the jump. They were releasing, before they got into the radio stations, and the radio stations were complaining about that. I mean, if you wanted the song to go up the Billboard chart, you relied on sales and airplay. I don't think MTV counted on that at all. I mean, they had their own little MTV countdowns, but
right, they weren't on the Billboard chart.
So this pen that you did you give this to me or did you loan it to me?
I loaned it to you.
Okay. I was just wondering, is it going to be worth something? State Senator Don Humison, because he's not a state senator anymore.
I know.
He's
he has this
he's the mayor.
in his office.
Does he have mayor pens now?
I hadn't seen any, but he gave that to me in his office.
Wow.
I needed a pen.
I'm concerned because, as I said, I was very proud that 3 of my people that I knew I was friends with became state senators. I mean, I wasn't friends with just state senators. I was friends with them first, and they became state senators. So if you want to become a state senator, I mean, maybe a friendship with me is not a bad way to go. No, I can't run. No, but you could because you're a friend of mine. See, that's what I'm saying.
I can't run.
So I'm concerned because now Don has stepped down, and he became a mayor. Aaron Vega, my good friend Aaron Vega, is stepping down.
Yep.
There's speculation on what he may or do. There's lots of speculation, but I haven't heard anything what he's planning on doing. So the only one left is Susanna Whips, who I don't know if I told I dated in the 90s.
Okay.
We dated briefly. Neither one of us were looking for anything serious. She's a heck of a cook.
Really?
Not that that's why you should vote for somebody because they're a good cook. I mean, unless that's part of the deal. Vote for me and I'll cook for you. If Susanna ever said that, you should probably vote for her because she's a good cook. But so Susanna will be the only one left. I was kind of hoping, I understand that people who live in Western Mass, it's tough for them to become governors, but I was kind of hoping Susanna would become governor someday. Just to say, it'd be kind of cool to say, yeah, I used to date the governor. I mean, how cool is that to be able to say that? Probably not going to happen, but it would have been kind of cool. So now this song, there's a little controversy with this song. When the single was released, a controversy arose that the band, because there was a rumor that the band slipped a curse word in there, just to see if anyone noticed. That was the rumor going around. So now when people are hearing things, now they hear things, okay? And there's a line, one of a kind, love affair, makes you want to love her. You just got to. And but they claim no, that's not what they say. They say you just got to hug her. So record stations were deciding to not even play it cool. They didn't want any part of it. They erased the line completely. So whether or not that line "you just want to hug her" is actually in this version, probably not, because I don't know what version you got. But to add to the confusion, you can actually look up. You can look up lyrics on websites. Mm-hmm. There's a popular website that says the lyric is "you just have to hurt her," which that's not good either.
Right.
But that's not either hug or the other word that people thought it was. So who knows what the actual line is? But I'm gonna naively believe that it's the line is hug.
Okay.
But chances are the whole line's been erased from this version of the song anyway because record stations, they just did away with that completely.
Okay.
But the Spinners, pretty good, or as they're known in the UK, the Detroit Spinners. I'll add it in for trivia for you. That you may win a trivia contest one day with that.
I know, huh?
Here's one of a kind love affair. 89.5 WSKP.
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
She's so cold.
old, nobody would know that you was a beauty, a sweet, sweet beauty, a sweet, sweet beauty, but stone, stone cold. You're so gorgeous, so cold, cold, cold. You're so gorgeous, so cold. I'm so hot for you, I'm so hot for you, I'm so hot for you, and you're so cold. I'm the burning bush, I'm the burning fire, I'm the bleeding volcano.
Oh,
You know the background of that song?
do I hear the background of the song?
No, the background music.
Uh-huh.
Growing up when I did, it reminds me a lot of a Dire Straits tune.
Yeah,
Dire Straits
Mark
sound.
Knopfler.
That sound.
Yeah.
Just that
I
sound,
I can see that.
Yep.
It's from the 1980 album Emotional Rescue. Now, when they released it, we actually played the naughty version. There's the GD mentioned in the song. And so what they did when they released as a single, the B-side was the same song without the GD in it.
Oh, this was
So-
this was the remastered digital version. Is what
Yeah,
I
so
played.
I mean, so
Sounded really
radio
good.
stations could play. They had the choice. They could play the cleaner version, or they could play the the.
Imagine
GD.
how ludicrous that sounds nowadays.
It does, but I mean,
current today's current.
Yeah, no. It's definitely where the rap music went, but
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a smart decision. Same thing with Devil Went Down to Georgia. Yeah, I mean, there was two stations. Rock 102 would play "I Told You Once, You Son of a Bitch," and the other stations would play "I Told You
Pop
Once, You
station.
Son of a Gun."
Yep.
I mean, that's how you knew you were listening to an edgy rock station, because they played the other, with the B word in it.
Okay.
So I'm interested in what I'm going to do. I got the couple days off now from work and everything. I'm going to try to dig into my unfinished play pile, and hopefully I can find. What I did was there's a play that I absolutely love, but it just stopped. I think it's because it wants to have a happy ending where the couple gets together, and that's
You don't like happy endings.
Well, I don't necessarily like sad endings. I like things where it's like, all right, it didn't work out, and they went their separate ways. It's more powerful of an ending, I think. So I think this play
Give it a happy ending.
Well, I think this is why I'm fighting with this play, is because it wants a happy ending. I think this is why it's been so tough for me to finish. So I gave it to our friend Angela.
The universe is telling you something.
I gave it to our friend Angela.
Really?
Angela Grout. And I said, because she said that, well, maybe, she said maybe she can finish it. So I said, cool. I said, this would be kind of interesting. I'll give it to you. You finish it. You come up with a happy ending for it. And I mean, not that her book, she's a writer, not that her books always have happy endings, of course. But,
Right.
she's a very happy person, a very positive outlook on life. Maybe she can get this couple together and boom. So I'd have a co-play. That's called Ain't That a Hole in the Boat?
Okay.
From the Dean Martin song, Ain't That a Kick in the Head?
Gotcha.
So, I'll let you know if she ends up finishing it. But you got us together. You got us to work together on some projects, and we've been talking. So
Yeah.
we'll see if this becomes a project that we get to finish.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, geez. Speaking of fun, this guy had an idea for his video. And he's like, let's make a wedding. I'm actually getting married, so we can, kill two birds with one stone here. We'll have a couple people from the wedding be in the video. And in the video, in the song, I'll be getting married. Of course, he wasn't marrying, I don't believe he was marrying Carlene Carter in the video. He was marrying Carlene Carter in real life. Well, maybe she was in the video. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I should have looked that up, I guess. But... So he played, but the problem was because I guess he didn't want to spend, rent a tux twice. Although you're Nick Lowe, you can probably afford your own tux.
Mm-hmm.
He decided to shoot this during the morning, and then he was going to get married at night in the same tux. Well, of course, video shoot. You've done video shoots; they never go as
never go quite as planned.
So he was late for his own wedding, and he had some of the wedding party with him making the video. So. Carlene Carter and him eventually split up. I don't think it's because of that, but
yeah,
maybe it maybe put some seeds in her head. Anyway, but here's the great song "Cruel to Be Kind" by Nick Lowe, the video that made him late for his own wedding. 89.5 WSKB.
around to have you knock me back down again and again. And when I ask you to explain, you say you gotta be cruel to be kind in the right measure. Cruel to be kind, it's a very good sign. Cruel to be kind means that I love you, baby. You gotta be cruel to be kind, or in the right measure. Cruel to be kind, it's a very, very, very good sign. It means that I love you, baby. You gotta be cruel to be kind, or in the right measure. Cruel to be kind, yes, it's a very, very, very good sign. It means that I love you, baby. You gotta be cruel to be kind, or in the right measure.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Noble Hospital, a brand new name for a Westfield institution which is improving the health of our community every day with quality and compassion. Noble Hospital and Bay State Health, better together. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
You're
Synchronicity 2. Stuart Copeland probably prefers that live version that he played than the actual version because when they were filming the video for it, they were the three members of the police were put on different scaffolding, and Stuart Copeland's caught fire because of some special effects. So now people filming the video, they're dropping the cameras, running out the door, and the director's like, no, everybody stay. This is really, really cool. And they kept filming with Stuart Copeland's tower on fire. Obviously, he was fine because if he was killed, we would have heard about that by now.
Yeah, sure.
Stuart Copeland, he's tied for everyone's second favorite member in the band Police, I think. If you took a poll, it'd be a tie for second between him and Andy Summers, I would think. All right, now you wanted to play this Kenny Rogers song.
I love this song.
All right,
this is about baseball.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I love baseball. And
it's a great song. We play it all the time for different things, but I've played it at a whole bunch of events, and it's like I said, Kenny Rogers is one of the better storytelling songwriters, singers. It's called The Greatest.
Cool.
Little boy in a baseball hat stands in the field with his ball and bat. Says, I am the greatest player of them all. Puts his bat on his shoulder, tosses up his ball, and the ball goes up and the ball comes down, swings his bat all the way around. The world's so still you can hear the sound. The baseball falls to the ground. Now the little boy doesn't say a word, picks up his ball, he is undeterred. Says, I am the greatest there has ever been. And he grits his teeth and he tries it again. And the ball goes up and the ball comes down, swings his bat all the way around. The world's so still you can hear the sound. The baseball falls to the ground. He makes no excuses, he shows no fear. He just closes his eyes and listens to the cheers. Little boy, he adjusts his hat, picks up his ball, stares at his bat. Says, I am the greatest, the game is on the line. He gives his all one last time. And the ball goes up like the moon so bright, swings his bat with all his might. And the world's as still can be, and the baseball falls. And that's strike three. Now it's supper time, and his mama calls. Little boy starts home with his bat and ball. Says, I am the greatest, that is a fact. But even I didn't know I could pitch like that. Says, I am the greatest, that is understood. But even I didn't know I could pitch that good.
89.5 WSKB.
Tonight it's very clear as we're both lying here. There's so many things I wanna say. I will always love you, I would never leave you alone. Sometimes I just forget, say things I might regret. It breaks my heart to see you cry. Never
Peter Cetera. Sylvester Stallone called him and said, "Can you write me a song for Rocky IV?" He said, "Absolutely." And he wrote that song, and Sylvester Stallone says, "It's a good song. I don't think it quite fits." I think it would have fit pretty nicely.
Yeah.
So he was kind of upset, and then the Karate Kid people call. He goes, "Do you have a song that we can use?" And Peter Cetera's like, "Actually, I do." And became a big #1 hit.
Huge
for him.
hit for that.
And pretty
So,
much
yeah.
that was it for him with Chicago. That was he proved that he could make a name for himself on his own, and that was it for Peter Cetera in Chicago.
Yep.
I got into an argument with my first female vaudeville partner over that. You know her, Mary Pierce.
Yeah.
We did the Abbott Costello routine loafing, and we did it in a talent show in high school, and we did it at the mall for a fashion show to break up and here's another. But we got in an argument about that song because I said it's a very pretty song, and she goes, "It is. It's too bad that he felt the need to, commercially release it instead of just give it to the girl who inspired it." I'm like, well, maybe she wanted him to do it. I said, if I wrote you a song, you wouldn't want the world to hear it? And she was like, no, not really. And
well,
I never wrote her a
knowing
song.
Mary Pierce, I can understand that. That's
People
how
who are
she-
tuning in the show at the same time. Peter and I actually went to the same high school together. We didn't know each other really, but we knew a lot of the same
Well,
people.
I was the audio tech for
Yes,
most of
so
your shows.
You
so
knew who I was.
I knew who you
I'm
were.
Sorry,
yes.
I didn't know who you were. I feel bad. I wish I knew you.
I was a
in high
peon
school.
back then.
I wish I knew you in high school. But I'm glad to know you now, Peter. That's the show. I hope you learned something. I hope you had some fun. I'm
Little break from all the craziness.
I'm Michael Buster McMahon. Drink your milk, look both ways before crossing the street, and never, ever give up your dreams. That's my pal and producer in there, Peter Cole. Say goodbye, Peter.
Goodbye, Peter.
We like to end with something fun, and I'd never heard this, but I thought it'd be interesting. There was a show. Phil Collins, as a teenager, tried out for it, and he got cut from the Bugaloos, which is probably good because you don't get to become a rock and roll star if you were a former Bugaloo. It was a Croft show, and we all had a crush on the girl, Melody, I think was her name. Did you ever see the show?
No.
So there was a tribute album. People got together and they did the theme songs to Saturday morning shows. And the band Collective Soul chose to do the theme song from the Bugaloos. I've never heard it, but I bet you it's I bet you it's funny. I hope it's funny because that's the way we're ending the show. We'll see you next week. Be careful out there.
The Bugaloos were in the air and everywhere, flying high, flying loose, flying free as a summer breeze. The Bugaloos were climbing high and diving low, through the sky, across the land, straight to you with a helping hand. With a helping hand. We're friends indeed, should you need, if you ever need. The Bugaloos, in the air and everywhere, flying high, flying loose, flying free like we all could be. The Bugaloos, we're climbing high and diving low, through the sky, across the land, straight to you with a helping hand. Ready with a helping hand. We're friends indeed, should you need. dying